Good with y'all, man? It's your boy Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store. What's good with y'all today, man? Hey, it's Monday. It's the beginning of the work week, so I know, it probably was a little stressful. Probably a little hard to get adjusted after the weekend, man. But I'm here for y'all, man. So I know y'all probably done had the shit worked out of you. You probably done been stressed out at work, co-workers tripping, boss tripping. So it's well overdue, for y'all to come on in and make a liquor store run, man. So y'all just tap in with your boy, and we're gonna get drunk on this Dallas Cowboy content together, man. So hey, first and foremost, man, salute to everybody that's already in the liquor store, showing love, supporting. Shout out to my guy Double R in the building, man. Shout out to Joe tapping in. He said he gonna hit the like button, the share button, and he hitting the Eagle fan upside the head. My boy Keystone said he about to sip on the Hen Rock. Rev Rebel 95 and tapped in with me, man. What's up with you? Jose Banks, Peasy. What's good with you? He said my boy said Peasy said he at home sick right now, man. So hey, I pray you get the feeling better, my guy. Hey, if anything, man, drink you a hot toddy. I think that can cure everything except cancer. If you don't know what that is, man, you get you the cheapest, strongest brandy you can. You boil that in with some tea. You add some honey, you add some peppermint. You know what I'm saying? And like shit, that's the remedy right there, man. That's the remedy. It has cured quite a many cold and flus for me, man. It really has cured a bunch of colds and ailments for me. Dope Meister, what's up with you, my boy? Salute to you. Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel, my guy. Bruce got the toxic juice that slid through the building, man. What's good with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love, man. So, hey, we're gonna talk about quite a few different things, man. We touched on some of this earlier with Landlord, when we went live. But shoot, man, there's some more stuff that's been said, some more updates I need to give y'all, some more in-depth stuff to talk about. We're gonna share a couple of different train of thoughts, man. We're gonna rock out like that. Thomas Gear, what's up with you, man? As he said, be getting that same McMuffin that Jerry be getting from that Hard Knocks episode. Hey, I feel you, man. So, hey, y'all, on the way in, man, there is a couple things that y'all got to do for your boy. First and foremost, man, on the way in, hit that like button. That's to manipulate the algorithm. The more likes on the video, apparently the more YouTube is going to share it. I don't know why I said Facebook. But yeah, the more, likes on the video, the more likely people are to find their way to it. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. After you hit that like button, man, hit that share button. Hit that share button. You're going to put that on multiple different platforms. It could be multiple different Facebook groups, different Twitter accounts, whatever you got. Hit the share button for me. And, that will also help people find their way in. Dwayne Brown, what's good with you, my brother? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. So after you hit that like button, he said, Henny, why didn't you use Boss Cowboy's picture on the thumbnail? You know what? I don't actually have it, like off bat. You talk about on the interview. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's a force of habit. When I make these thumbnails, I already have, like regular templates. I always do shows with Wes, so I have his. I always do shows with Landlord, so I have his on deck. But you're right. I probably should go back and add bosses to it. It's only fair, right? Said we gonna slapping these e-girl fans all day. Yeah, we should, man. They deserve it. Hey, Jose Banks said he already liked and shared on Twitter. Hey, that's love right there. Michael H, what's good with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel. Dwayne Brown, salute to you. Yeah, everybody sliding in. I appreciate y'all for the love and support, man. Y'all the real MVPs in the liquor store. Salute to all y'all good people. Matt Leslie, what's up with you, man? Salute to you. So yeah, man. So yeah, make sure y'all slap them Eagles fans up, because you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, you will receive, half off all the merchandise inside the liquor stores. I thought it would go the mojitos. Hey, I feel it. So yeah, man, you know we got what you need to succeed, man. So you slap them boys up, man. You can get half off. You know we got mojitos, cowboy hen, gin, and everything else that can make you sin, man. So y'all tap in with your boy. You know I got you. Hey, Ruben Hernandez, what's good with you, man? Thank you for tapping in. So one last order of business before we jump into the content. I always like to remind y'all we are still running the Dallas Cowboys ticket raffle. It's $10 per entry. You can either send entries to $Hennythemoor, which is on Cash App, or you can send your entries through Super Chat or Super Stickers if we are now monetized. Thank God. So the 3 prizes that are being given away. First place winner is going to get a ticket to the Dallas Cowboys home game against the Philadelphia Eagles in December. Second place winner is also going to get a ticket, but it's going to be for only standing room. So you can stand, walk around, do what you do. And then third place is going to either receive a Dallas Cowboy jersey or a PlayStation 4. You know, the choice will be up to you. So those are the 3 prizes, and you got all the way until August the 1st. I say all the way to August the 1st. You really ain't got that much time left. Really about 14 days or so. You know, really about 14 days or so until it's over with. So, you know, if you want to participate, get your raffle entries in by then, or you just want to support the content, you know, either hit the Cash App or hit the Super Chat or Super Stickers. So again, I appreciate y'all for the love and support, and let's get into the content, man. Let's get into the content. Real quick though, salute to my boy Big Benny Rich for sliding in and showing love, man. Thank you for tapping in. My boy Neil that slid in, showed some love, man. Michael Lockhart. And my boy said he done slapped 23 Eagles fans, so you know that he's really with it. He really liked that. So you know that is dedication right there to put your hand through that, you know, much stress. Because you know Eagles fans eat shit. You know, he probably had to slap raw shit out of his mouth when he slapped the Eagle fans up, man. So salute to my boy Neil, the serial slapper, man. Salute to him. So now let's talk about, you know, some of the things we came here for. So we sort of touched, you know, on the prospect of Tony Pollard, you know, not actually getting a contract. He's going to have to play on the franchise tag. But let's put it into a little bit more of a perspective. So via the rap sheet, right? Because, you know, I may have got it off of Dove Kleiman's page, but no, all this was originally from the rap sheet. So there will not be a long-term deal for none of the top running backs that were on franchise tags. Saquon Barkley, who had an amazing season for the New York Giants, did not get a deal done. Josh Jacobs, who led the entire league in rushing yards, did not get a deal done with the Las Vegas Raiders. And of course, yours truly, Pro Bowl running back Tony Pollard for the Dallas Cowboys did not get a long-term deal done before the deadline, which was today at 4 p.m. So they now need to play on a 1-year franchise tag in order to play for the season. Tony Pollard did sign his deal, right? So Tony Pollard did sign his deal. The people who did not sign their deal, though, is Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. Now, you can't make somebody sign a franchise tag. So them sitting out and missing games, sure, they won't get paid, but they won't get fined on top of not getting paid, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you can't force somebody's hand in signing the franchise tag. So they'll miss money, but they won't miss money on top of money. They won't miss the game check, and then on top of missing the game check, miss the and get fined on top of that. I think, you know, you don't sign a contract, there's nothing to hold you against. So, you know, but, you know, let's not actually talk about, you know, Tony Pollard. What's up with your Eddie Lockhart? You know, or the prospect of Tony Pollard, you know, thinking about holding out or anything like that. I'm sure Tony Pollard will play. You know, the question now, knowing that none of these running backs are going to get a contract, they all, unless they get franchise tagged again, will possibly be free agents for the 2024 season. So let's say everybody is healthy, right? And this is hypothetical. Let's say everybody is healthy, you know, at the end of the 2023 season. Would you, A, re-sign Tony Pollard? B, Make a play for Saquon Barkley, or B, make a play for Josh Jacobs. So if all is even, all three are healthy, you know, all three are available. 2024 season, because from the looks of it, all three of these guys are going to probably be free agents. Which one would you take? Would you take Barkley? Would you take Tony Pollard? Would you take Josh Jacobs? And there's no wrong answers. Rev Rebel said Josh Jacobs. All right, so we got one for Josh Jacobs in here. Right. Go ahead. Put your questions in the chat box. Put your answers in the chat box. I want to know. We're taking a poll. Keystone said get him Josh Jacobs. Matt Leslie says Josh Jacobs. Etta said she gonna stick with the person that brought him there. You gonna dance with who you came with. She said she's gonna stick with that boy Tony Pollard. There's nothing wrong with that because Tony Pollard is excellent. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3 Josh Jacobs and a Tony Pollard. Bruce says Tony Pollard. So we got 3 Josh Jacobs and 2 Tony Pollards. All right, so I see no. Joe said go ahead and bring Zeke in. So Dwayne Brown said I'm biased. Give me Pollard. He might come cheap because he getting his money, possibly. And of course, all this will come down, to the money. But let's make it even more even. Let's say all of them are healthy and all 3 of them want the same amount of money. Let's say Tony Pollard wants the same amount of money as Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley wants the same amount of money as Josh Jacobs, and vice versa. So let's say all the money is even. All 3 are healthy. All 3 are available. So, money aside, let's say all money is equal. Who would you take just based on the player? Dope Meister said Barkley. So we do got one Barkley. Big Benny Rich said Tony Pollard. Travis Banks still, Josh Jacobs, Etta still, Tony. Dwayne Brown still Pollard. That's real. That's real. And he's a dog. Neil said tough scenario, but you really can't go wrong. Josh Jacobs for him though. I feel it. Joe said he still takes Zeke. I understand. So you see how that's a mixed reaction. Bruce, yeah. So you got some folks still rocking with Tony Pollard. You got some folks, rocking with Josh Jacobs. You even got some folks rocking with Saquon Barkley. So even though I am a person that wanted Tony Pollard to get a long-term deal done, I felt the Dallas Cowboys made a mistake by franchise tagging Tony Pollard. He only had 1,000-yard season. He was coming off of an injury, right? He's rehabbing right now. You had all the leverage in getting a long-term deal done. League-wide, they have suppressed the running back market. Really, I don't understand why the Dallas Cowboys did not get a deal done with Tony Pollard already anyway. But, with that aside, because they've taken the wait and see approach, you do kind of understand, why they will take the wait and see approach. Because nobody else really got a deal done. This time next year, Josh Jacobs could be a Dallas Cowboy. This time next year, Saquon Barkley could be a Dallas Cowboy, right? Or, Tony Pollard could play so well that he's deserving of a second franchise tag or a long-term deal. So, it's really a mixed bag, right? I understand both trains of thoughts. I understand why you should have went ahead and got a deal done with Tony right now. I also understand the wait and see approach. Because I love Tony, but like full down back, Josh Jacobs probably got him right there. Tony Pollard's more explosive. Tony Pollard's a better receiving threat. All these other things. But there is, questions, about his pass blocking and things like that. I think that Josh Jacobs is a complete back. I do think he is a complete back, and I like him. But it's possible for Tony Pollard to do everything that's required. I just haven't seen it yet. I've seen years and years, of Josh Jacobs being a 3-down back and doing what he doing with the Raiders. But like I said, you really can't go wrong. But you're not married to Tony Pollard. You're just in the talking phase. He got 1 year to show you what he got, so show you that he can be the lead back for the Dallas Cowboys. And if it works out, you can retain him by any means necessary. And if it doesn't work out, then you can, go shopping for Josh Jacobs. You can go shopping for Saquon Barkley, or Dallas Cowboys love to draft. You could draft one of the good running backs this year. What's up with your Craven Cowboys? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel. NFZ said, if the O-line ain't right, then it don't matter. You about right there. You about right. Revel 95, the grass ain't always greener on the other side, but I feel you, which is true. And listen, if the O-line is not blocking for you, if the O-line is not playing up to the standard that we expect of our O-line, then none of this will matter. You are right. Because we saw the Dallas Cowboys offensive line average under 3 yards a carry, towards the end of the season. Barkley on this team would be on one hell of a revenge tour story, and I'm here for it. I feel that. I definitely do feel that. Tony Pollard is going to have to ball out just to get another franchise tag. Listen, you're probably right. You're probably right. But that's and listen, they are playing dirty with the running back rooms. Like the running back market league wide, they're playing dirty. They doing them boys bad. They really out here playing for crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up with you, Thomas? Thank you for tapping in, man. Sugar Daddy One said one Eagles fan down. I'm in the stove. Hey man, he done slapped the shit out of the Eagles fan upon entry, man. That's love right there. Salute to you, my boy. But yeah, man, running back market is all messed up right now. You saw what happened with Aaron Jones. He had to take a pay cut, or he gonna get cut. They cut Ezekiel Elliott. They made Joe Mixon take a pay cut. All these premier running backs, are taking pay cuts just so they can have jobs. Miles Sanders was a starting running back in the Super Bowl. Is making under $7 million a year right now. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing. Like I said, only got a franchise tag. Saquon Barkley, we know what he means to the Giants. And listen, the Giants are the last franchise that need to play with their running back, because they know good and damn well they cannot do anything without Saquon Barkley. If you look at their record with him and without him, or you look at Daniel Jones' record, when the running backs get 100 yards or when they don't, it's night and day. So, like they are the last franchise that need not pay their running back. We know what Saquon Barkley means to their franchise. Yo, damn Dizzle, what's up with you, man? He said the trip down there. Oh man, it was great, man. I had a great time. Got to see Big Cuz, got to see Landlord. It was great, man. Hey, thank you, Dwayne Brown, for the raffle entry, my brother. Salute to you. And if y'all want to be like my brother Dwayne Brown and improve your odds of winning the Dallas Cowboy tickets, the PlayStation 4 or the jersey, all you got to do is either hit the Cash App, or you can do like him, hit the Super Chat or Super Sticker, man. But Dwayne, you are now at 12 entries. So salute to you, man. And thank you for your continued support, man. We can't do what we do over here without y'all. And I appreciate all y'all for everything. Daniels threw 15 he threw 15 touchdowns and he ran for like 8 or 9 or something crazy like that. So like they need a rushing attack. They ask their quarterback to be involved in the run game way too often. Not to have a 1-2 punch in that backfield with him. Is it Josh Jacobs led all backs with rush attempts? Give me the Marco Murray vibes. Well, see, that is true. But at the same time, when Marco Murray left, he still had like 2,000 or 3,000 yard seasons, when he left. He never got back to the 1,800 yards, but then again, he never got back to having enough carries to get 1,800 yards. All right, same thing with, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a volume back. Derrick Henry barely averaged 4 yards a carry, but he gets the ball so much, he's going to have 1,700, 1,800, then 2,000 yards at the end of the season, right? He's getting over 300 yards, over 300 carries in the season. You know what I mean? Same thing with how Zeke was, right? He had over 1,000 touches by year 3, and he missed 6 games in 2017 with a suspension. So that tells you just how much Ezekiel Elliott was getting the ball to start his career. Michael H. said, ain't nobody checking for Daniel Jones. He Otis. He Otis in the Temptations. Oh, man. Y'all crazy as hell, man. But, yeah, so just a thought. We all, and listen, nobody really expected Tony Pollard to get a long-term deal after they initially placed, the franchise tag on him. We didn't expect them to come back to the table. Really, it doesn't make sense for Tony Pollard either. You're already getting $10 million guaranteed, regardless of what happens. So once they place that tag on him, we all figured that either A, he will walk next offseason, or B, the contract would not happen until next offseason. But if there are other viable running back options out there, they could realistically go back shopping. But yeah, that's just a train of thought I wanted to throw out there. I know we all talked about Tony Pollard, but we never actually talked about the possibility of upgrading or bringing in a different running back, like a no-name running back, right? But that is something I wanted to throw out there. All right, so we talked about that. We also got a correction to a quote that was floating around, right? Because they were talking about Dak Prescott said he wasn't going to throw 10 interceptions this year, right? He said he wasn't going to throw 10 interceptions. Well, he didn't actually say that, right? They misquoted Dak Prescott. So Todd Archer, who is really, a pinnacle of journalism, professionalism, and integrity. You can trust Todd Archer when he says some stuff, right? So he said what Dak Prescott actually said from his youth camp when discussing Mike McCarthy's impact on the pass game. They know where the hell to be. Let's say that one more time before I go through the rest of this. He said they know where the hell to be, right? Why to be, and when they're getting looked at. That's going to be a big jump, I think. We won't have no tipped interceptions this year. Quote, end the quote. So he ain't saying he wasn't going to throw 10 interceptions. He said because Mike McCarthy got them boys right. He said because they know where to be, why they got to be there, and when they're going to get looked at, right? All the boxes are checked. They know why, when, and where. That's different from option routes, right? Where I could be here, I could be there, I could not be at either one of those, right? That's option route. And that's the difference between an option route based offense and a pure progression based system, which is the West Coast, the Tex Coast, whichever one you would like to call it, right? There was a lot of, indecision on part of Dak Prescott and on part of the wide receivers, because depending on the defensive coverage, you could be running one of 3 different routes, or one of 2 different routes. We even seen in the playoff game. If you actually go and watch the Kurt Warner breakdown of the 2 Dak Prescott interceptions in the postseason, he actually put the last interception on the scheme more than he did Dak Prescott. Because he stated, and you can go look, because I don't make nothing up. You can go look at Kurt Warner's video. He said CeeDee Lamb was supposed to cross Fred Warner's face and then run into the vacated area in the middle of the field. And then he said if you freeze it, Dak Prescott already had his body turned in that direction to throw the ball there, where there would be an opening and CeeDee Lamb would be wide open. Instead, CD Lamb, instead of running across his face into the middle of the field, he ended up running the other option on the route and did a little pivot route back across the field. Because he did that, he did not see the other defender over there that caused the deflection. So that's what Kurt Warner said. And that interception was more caused by the option route, right, than it was Dak Prescott. Because Dak Prescott, from the coverage, knew where the opening would be. CeeDee Lamb got pressed off from where the opening was, and then the interception happened off of the tip. And this is not me. This is what Kurt Warner, Hall of Fame, multi-time MVP, Super Bowl MVP, said about what happened on the play. Right? You have other guys to do breakdowns, but I'm going to take Kurt. I'm going to take Kurt's word because he pissed me off sometimes. But, he is fair. Dunny Holmes, what's up with you, man? Salute to you, and thank you for showing love, man. Thank you for tapping in, showing love to the liquor store, man. I appreciate you for your support, my brother. Cook and Lamb going to get separation this year. Facts. That's what one of the hindrances, in the system last year. And Dak also won't be throwing into triple coverage to CeeDee Lamb. Now, CeeDee Lamb is probably going to be open a lot. Like, CeeDee Lamb going to probably get about 1,400 yards this year. He's going to be open a lot based off play design. Because, listen, there was a lot of time we did not have a schematical advantage over teams with Kellen Moore. We did not have a lot of schematical advantages over teams when Kellen Moore was the play caller. We had some ingenuity at times, but a lot of times when your back was against the wall, you had to go out there and draw some stuff up. We weren't on it. There were a lot of times we were running route concepts designed to beat man, against zone. There was a lot of times we were running zone beater concepts against man. So, there was a lot of times that this offense was out of whack just from a schematic standpoint, from a play calling standpoint and from a schematic standpoint. Spacing was off sometimes. Too many option routes. Sometimes you don't even give your quarterback a check down. Hey, I appreciate you for taking time out to do that, man. So we all know, some of the, and listen, despite all of that, we were still a great offense in terms of points per game. It said, oh my God, he said, but Henny, who will call a triple reverse quarterback sneak now? Y'all crazy as hell. But I swear to you that if that could be pulled off, Kellen Moore will probably try it. Exactly, Michael H. Some of those looks were fake intentionally. If you know that this team is going to run nothing but option routes, or they're going to run curls because they ran the fourth most curls in the National Football League, then you know that A, you can sit on those routes, and B, you can disguise your coverage. Even if you don't trick the quarterback, which is very hard to do, you can trick these damn wide receivers. But the wide receiver actually have to take off running, and then they have to make their decision mid-route, which route they're running. So, that's a hard axe. That's a very hard axe. So, yeah, man. So, just one more time, we're going to pull the quote back up. But this is the actual quote. Dak said, and again, shout out to Todd Archer. Like I said, he is always a guy, who is on top of it, a lot of integrity, a lot of, facts. But, a lot of people are just taking the first quote and running off with it. This is the real quote. What Dak Prescott actually said from his youth camp when discussing Mike McCarthy's impact on the pass game. They know where the hell to be, why to be, and where they're getting looked at. That's going to be a big jump. He ain't got to think it's going to be a big jump. I said it's going to be a big jump. You ain't got to even put that on Dak. I said it's going to be a big jump. Shout out to Todd Archer. Shout out to Todd, man. And I'm digging it. I'm ready. I love it. But that's one of the upsides we were talking about for a pure progression offense. The depth of your wide receiver. The timing of the route. Why they need to run their route a certain amount of yards before they break in, such all that stuff. That's what Dak Prescott really means when he kept talking about detailing the hell out of it. The when, the why, the where, the how. Right? All that stuff matters in play design. All that stuff matters. And now it's getting the attention that it needs. Shout out to Mike McCarthy too, though. So I'm glad we ain't gonna have to run 100,000 option routes or curl routes, any of that other bull that we used to do. But this actually, I actually wanted to bring this up when I was talking about Tony Pollard. It got away from me, but we're going to talk about this again. Because, we talked about possibly bringing in another running back if they don't get a deal done with Tony Pollard, which they didn't. But, man, look at how the franchise tags has been going for the running back. 2015, and shout out to Jeff Darlington. This is from his Twitter page, of course. Quarterback franchise tag in 2015, $18.5 million. The tag right now is 32.4. They jumped up exponentially. Wide receiver tag is almost up by $8 million, right? From 12.8 to 19.7 from 2015 to now. The running back tag then went down, y'all. Like they said, F them running backs. We got running backs at home. So, if you wanted to, even with the penalty of tagging a running back twice, the tag might drop so far next year that even with the penalty, Tony Pollard might be worth getting a second tag. Even with the penalty of tagging a guy twice, Tony Pollard might be worth a second tag. And, this closely follows, the archetype that I was talking about teams are probably going to be taking. Because if you draft a running back, let's say you draft a running back in the first round, you got 4 years on a rookie deal. You get a 5th-year option, and then you can tag them twice. And now it's going to be going into year 8. You done use that running back up. You done gave them all those carries, all those touches. They probably not as fast or explosive as they was when they came to the league. They probably not going to get a contract anywhere. So theoretically, you can draft a first-round running back and control the first 7 years of their career, let them walk and never have to pay them a long-term deal and get under market value production for them for the entirety of their prime. But y'all forget, it's rare for running backs to even play a decade in the NFL. Like running backs playing a decade in the NFL is something that is not really seen a lot. It's not really seen a lot at this point. Todd Gurley did not make it a full 10 years in the NFL. If Ezekiel Elliott does not get picked up by anybody, he would not have made it a full 10 years. Right? So it's hard, man. You got to pass block. You got to carry the ball maybe 300 times in the season, depending if you're a run-heavy team. You got to catch the ball, right? All these different things that you're responsible for as a running back. You're going to take a lot of contact. You're not going to last long. Same reason why running quarterbacks, right, don't last long if they keep running at a high clip. That's a lot of extra hits. There's a lot of extra wear and tear on your body. They said Cook, Jacobs, and Barkley still in their prime and playing at a high level. What's the problem? Well, neither one of those guys are in year 10. Matter of fact, Saquon Barkley has been in the NFL, less time than Ezekiel Elliott has. Usually by year 10, it's about over with anyway. But we seen a lot of these guys get buku carries to start their careers, and then their body breaks down on them. So yeah, Jacobs and Barkley are playing at a high level. I want them, right? I want one of them if I can't keep Cook. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't view Frank Gore probably like one of the anomalies. Frank Gore, Emmitt Smith, guys like that are anomalies now. The bus, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys don't last a full 10 years. So teams are getting smart. They're gonna run you into the ground. They can control. They now have an economic way to control you for 7 years, not ever giving you a contract. And the only thing you can do about it is try to hold out, man. Yeah, Marion Barber. Yeah. R.I.P. to Marion Barber, man. That was a monster right there, man. I don't think a lot of casual fans give, him the love and respect that he deserves. Yeah, I think the same thing. They're going to try to run the guys into the ground without ever giving them a second contract, and they're just going to draft his replacement. Crazy, but hey, it's true. That's what they do. Yeah, that's exactly what they do, man. So I just wanted to throw that out there because the tag actually is going down on running backs. Because of all, the restructures and all the cuts, and a lot of guys are taking pay cuts that's affecting the overall tag. You might be able to get away with tagging Tony Pollard again. They might even get away with tagging Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley for a second time, right? Like, it's crazy world we live in. So now let's talk about this. Yeah, the politics in the game take a lot of joy out of it, especially for the players, man. A lot of these guys wanted to be a running back their entire life. That was their favorite position growing up. A lot of people are going to have to start telling their sons they can't play running back. They're going to have to either be quarterbacks or wide receivers, because those are the only guys, they're going to get money. So let's talk about this real quick. So this is the ESPN poll for executives, coaches, and players, right? This is the 2023 ranking. So you see Patrick Mahomes at the top. Now I'm gonna give a little credence to this. Coaches, executives, and other players voted these guys, right? So they said Patrick Mahomes was 1, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, yours truly, Dak Prescott, and Matthew Stafford are the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. As y'all all know, I have Dak Prescott at number 6. Me personally. But let's just have a quick discussion. You have people, mostly trolls, right? So let's not even focus on the fact that we think Dak Prescott is too low, right? That's fine. But we have people that used to say Dak Prescott was not a top 10 quarterback. We've had plenty of people come out here and say that. But the people he plays against, because these are players, think he's a top 10 quarterback. The coaches that coach against him think that he is a top 10 quarterback. The executives who pay these contracts to players and build these teams and franchises think he is a top 10 player in his position. They actually thought he was a top 10 player the last 2 seasons, right? Even going into 2022, they thought he was a top 10 player. Going into 2023, even after throwing 15 interceptions, they still think he's a top 10 player. So, these are players, these are coaches, these are execs. This ain't Billy Bob from down the street. This ain't Eagle fan, a bunch of numbers. This ain't Redskin, Homer 95, or none of those other goofies that be on troll accounts, sitting in their mama basement, with Cheeto stains on their front of their shirt. There ain't none of them goofies. These are other players that believe that Dak Prescott is at least a top 10 quarterback. These are other coaches that got to go against this man that think he's at least a top 10 quarterback. right? These are people that sign the checks and build these teams and build these rosters that think Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. I don't see Kirk Cousins. I don't see Kyler Murray. I don't see Geno Smith. I don't see, Derek Carr. I don't see none of these other guys that they try to lump Dak Prescott in with. I don't see them because their peers, their rival coaches and these execs don't think that way of them boys. They don't. So, regardless if I agree with this, because I don't, I think Dak Prescott. And can we have another honest discussion before I take this graphic down? Let's just have a real honest discussion. Forget Dak Prescott. Why is Justin Herbert always in the top 5? Why is he always in the top 5, having done nothing in the NFL? He's done nothing but throw for a bunch of yards and a bunch of touchdowns. It has not led to wins. He is a 500 quarterback. He's 25-25 as a starting quarterback. He was on the losing end of one of the biggest playoff comebacks in league history. He has never won a playoff game. He has never won his division. He is horrible against teams with winning records. They like to throw that out about Dak Prescott, right? Well, if you use all those same cliches and bad narratives that they like to throw out, about Dak Prescott on Justin Herbert, they all still fit. But the problem is he's so talented, right? And that's the thing. I think people mistake talent for production. He has not been that productive. He's super talented. He's athletic. He has a superb next level arm, one of the best arms in the league. He might have a better arm than Patrick Mahomes. But dog, that does not mean anything if you cannot go out there and win games. And it's not like he has a bad team. He has Keenan Allen. He had a plethora of tight ends. He had a big play threat. You know what I'm saying? They went out there and they built that defense from the ground up for him. They got Bosa. They went and got Khalil Mack. You know what I'm saying? They got J.C. Jackson. So they went out and they drafted Asante Samuel Jr. And then, of course, man, they got one of the best safeties in the National Football League. They went out and drafted this man, an all-pro left tackle. So I don't understand. So he got everything around him. He ain't did nothing. Because remember, people will say he's young. They'll say, man, he's young. But when Dak Prescott was young, the expectations were for him to win and win now. Joe Burrow is young, but he's been to 2 AFC championship games. Trevor Lawrence is younger, and he beat him in a playoff game. Really does not have the same level of roster that he has. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. Yeah, but it's talent. Like I said, he can throw the ball really far. It's a passing league. He's young. He was a top pick. I get it. You're going to let them fail forward. You're gonna let them fail forward. But I just think it's crazy. Year in and year out, they put Justin Herbert over guys that won Super Bowls like Matthew Stafford. They put him over guys who won playoff games like Dak Prescott and Trevor Lawrence. They put him over guys that won MVPs like Lamar Jackson. Listen, and we all know how I think of Jalen Hurts. How the hell is Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts at this point? Right? How the hell he's over Jalen Hurts at this point? Jalen Hurts went to a Super Bowl and made an All-Pro selection at least. He's more of a runner. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a runner than he is a passer, but still, he's been more productive than Justin Herbert. So, Michael H., what did the stats look like? Last year, his stats weren't worth a quarter. If I'm not mistaken, Justin Herbert only had like 25 passing touchdowns last year. Yeah. Justin Herbert threw 25 touchdowns and only 10 interceptions. You know, that's not upper echelon production. And listen, let's put this into perspective. He played 17 games. Dak Prescott missed 5 and he only had 2 less touchdowns passing than him. Exactly. And that's my exact point. I'm like, there's a lot more accomplished quarterbacks in the league right now. Like, you're crowning a guy who's not going to win his division along with Patrick Mahomes is there. Let's just put that out there. And now that Russell Wilson, you know, listen, and Russell Wilson might have a bounce back season. Russell Wilson might be better this year. He might become Russell Wilson again. It's not a guarantee that he's even the second best quarterback in his division after this season. I know the Russ has been declining. I know he had one of the worst seasons imaginable last year. But Russell Wilson is still a future Hall of Famer. Russell Wilson will be a future Hall of Fame quarterback at one point. You would have to think with a better offensive scheme and a Hall of Fame coach, you know, that he'll get back to form somewhat. You can't. So, you know, it's not guaranteed that Justin Herbert will even be the second best quarterback in his division this year. So I don't know. But hey, man, I am going to have to cut this live short. I have some things to do. But I do appreciate all y'all for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store. If y'all want raffle updates, you know, just check the next show. They haven't changed much. So I appreciate all y'all for tapping in, showing love to the liquor store, rocking with your boy. But on the way out, please hit that like button. Please hit that share button. And please, hey, shout out to Donald Holmes for the buzzer beater. I appreciate you for the $10 donation. They got you another ticket raffle, my brother. So let me go ahead and get that updated on the way out. So Mr. Holmes, you now have 6 raffle entries, my brother. That was your 6th one. So I appreciate you. Salute to you and thank you for your support. And if y'all want to be like my brother Donald Holmes and improve your chances of winning these Dallas Cowboys tickets, y'all continue to hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit those super chats and super stickers, man. What's up, Bobby Budget? Hey, thank y'all for the love and support, man. But I'm out of here. I'll see y'all a little bit later on, man. Peace.